Thursday we were in the sea section, just by the restaurant La Litorina. This day turned out to be more like the first 2 days, so probably it was just a bad area yesterday. If you haven't turned on the subtitles, please do so, because soon I will talk about yesterday's fishing in Swedish.
Då är vi inne på fjärde träningsmorgonen här. Och som ni ser håller vi på att packa upp för fullt här. 2 första dagarna fick vi hyggligt med fisk, mer än vi hade väntat oss. Och började få lite idéer om hur vi skulle kunna fånga färnorna som är lite större. De behöver vi få bättre grepp på. Sen igår var det då riktigt fiaskofiske där vi bara fick ett par fiskar per man. Tappade ett par färnor, men jättedåligt fiske. Så nu vet man inte, var det ett dåligt område vi satt i igår, eller är det så att fisket har börjat bli sämre på grund av att vi sitter här och fiskar 23 nationer eller vad det är under en hel vecka. För nu har vi fiskat 3 dagar i rad, detta blir den 4:e som sagt. Och det mäskas och det fångas fisk. Ibland påverkas fisken av det, att det liksom blir svårare och svårare att fånga dem. Även vattnet har blivit lite klarare tycker jag sen i måndags, som också kanske gör att det blir lite svårare. Men fantastiskt kul att vara iväg i alla fall. Men vad är det de säger? En dålig dag med fiske är bättre än en bra dag på jobbet. Det är något sånt. Nu måste jag skynda mig och sätta upp grejerna. Det är lite stressigt att hinna med allt som ska göras här på morgonen, så filmandet kanske blir lite hattigt.
This day we also had our 2 bank runners who arrived yesterday. One of them went to have a look at Belgium, and within 12 minutes after pre-baiting, one of their guys were into a bitter fish. Also Portugal was into a better fish before 20 minutes had passed. It seems there will come a run of better fish in the first 20 minutes or so.
Ja.
Anders was also into a better fish, but lost it after a while.
Han släppte.
Although we are catching quite well occasionally, we are not happy that we can't keep the Skardala coming all day, and we also think that we lose too many big fish. After the practice we had a short talk about the fishing, and then it was time for the opening ceremony. We had a map of where to go, but the plans had been altered, so there was some confusion about where to go. At least we got to see some of this beautiful little town. Team Portugal came by and seemed to know the way, so we just followed them. Due to COVID restrictions, we were spaced out. Behind us, you can see the Italian team, the world champions to be. but they are not aware of that yet.
And the assessor to sport, Mr. Luca Righetti, and the assessor Filippo Gavezzoni for the...
Then it was time for the usual opening speeches, but this year I must say they were bearable. Sometimes these talks take too much time when too many important people have too many important things to tell. And all of those important things also has to be translated into at least one other language. It's nice to be on the stage listening to your national anthem, but I would prefer to listen to it at the prize ceremony. But that will have to wait for another year. The last national anthem to be played was the host nation, Italy. Then it was time to get back to our house and prepare for the last day of practice. Friday, the last day of practice, early morning again, and now you start feeling that all the early mornings during the week are making you tired. But the competition is tomorrow and you just have to stay focused. Today it's good if you can have a couple of plans ready and either confirm them or dismiss them. Having extra people in the team, even though they are not fishing, is a real help. They can for instance help mixing the ground bait. Preparing the sticky mag and taking care of the bait is necessary to get it right. Here is a member of the Czech team while ground baiting. Some teams were trying short whips to catch fish quickly. But will this be a method that works everywhere? And how much fish is it possible to actually catch there? We were really working hard to find out what was working best to catch the big fish. Occasionally we had a chub, but it was really hard to tell exactly what the best way of catching them was.
Bra Anders. Kanon. 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 Mycket fint.
Other teams also caught big fish, and it seemed that many teams were doing more or less the same as we did. So it would be down to details to tell the difference.
Tänker på gärna stjärnor nu. Ja, det är inte riktigt åt samma håll. Vad kan jag göra?
Kör man med håll så man gör så.
Light elastics and big fish is not the best combo, especially if you are into a carp. But this time everything went fine. There were some really nice fish being caught this last day of practice. Most of the big fish were chub, but the odd carp showed up. Will there be anyone going mainly for the big fish with bigger hooks and stronger lines tomorrow? I think most teams will fish for the Scarla and hope for a chub or two. Here is Marcus in the Swedish team playing a nice chub. And that fish ends the practice week. Now it's just the last preparation left for the match tomorrow.
Grattis, bra jobbat.